So working at a Big 4 is a dream for a lot of accountants, but what is your progression like and what can you expect from your salary when working there? By talking about the Big 4 in this video, I'm going to be breaking down every stage of the journey from your very first day till you become partner and everything in between. So by the end of the video, you'll finally know how much you'll be making and if partners really do make it rain. Let's get into the video. Now you're probably expecting me to start this video at the grad level, but over the past few years, there's been a big increase in the school leavers positions. So this role is for students who finish their A-level exams and join the Big 4 firms at the age of 18. Now, if you know you want to become a chartered accountant, then this is a great way to begin your career. You'll skip tens of thousands of pounds of tuition fees and start studying for your chartered accounting exams straight away. You'll probably be put on doing the AAT qualification first before you begin your ACA exams, but by the time you're 22 and working with graduates, you'll essentially be managing them. So this is offered by all of the Big 4 firms, and they usually start off their school leavers on around £20,000 to £24,000 a year, which for an 18-year-old is very good, especially in conjunction with all of your exams being paid for, which can run into the thousands. I remember when I was interning at an accounting firm, there was someone who started working straight from college on this school leaver program, did his AAT first, then progressed to his ACA exams, and by the time he was 24, he was controlling and managing the entire audit. So this program is definitely becoming more and more popular as people look to avoid tuition fees. And I can see some of the initial school leaver cohorts that started on this path now close to becoming partners just 10 years after starting their career, which would make them reach that level before the age of 30. Okay, so now we're moving on to starting point for the majority of people, which is at the grad level. And this is typically called at the Big 4 firms an associate position. First of all, if you get onto the grad schemes, you have to recognize how much of an achievement that is. PwC, for example, accepts around 3.8% of its applicants in the UK, which is barely above Goldman Sachs' 3% acceptance rate. At this level, which for many will be the first proper job, the Big 4 average salary will be around £29,000 to £33,000. And I just want to emphasize here, the numbers do take into account the averages across the UK, but will be heavily skewed towards London since this is where the majority of people will look to end up working. And secondly, we're focusing on the audit stream as this is usually the largest revenue function of each Big 4 firm. Although that being said, looking at the latest revenue figures, consulting and advisory revenue are actually in some cases higher than audit. A big topic right now amongst the Big 4 is if they will retain their consulting arms or will they spin them off into their own companies. All right, back to associate. So the salary might seem very low, and I admit actually it is low. In fact, it's been called out by the regulatory bodies on just how low it is. And when you put the salary in context of how many hours you can expect to work as an associate at a Big 4 firm, it's actually close to minimum wage. However, just to put some perspective here, they're also paying for your exams, your college, your days off to study, which does all add up to thousands and thousands of pounds. And it's also accepted that chartered accountants aren't going to be earning £30,000 forever. For example, if you ever go to a bank to take out a loan, which will be based off your salary, they'll know a chartered accountant isn't going to be on £30,000 for very long. And that's why banks, when giving out loans, ignore your initial salary for certain jobs like chartered accountants who earn very little at the beginning but will earn a lot more later on. Right now, your focus is on just passing exams, and in your first year, you can expect to complete at least 6 of them. After your first year, you'll progress on to the next level, which is a senior associate. Honestly, not much will change in this year. You'll have a small increase where your salary will now be in the range of £32,000 to £35,000. You'll hopefully be at the end of your exams, and in a few months' time, you'll also be close to being time qualified. After this, you'll be able to call yourself a chartered accountant. Following this, for most people, you'll be stepping up into an assistant manager role. Now, here you'll start seeing some of that serious money coming through. When you qualify, you'll receive a big jump in your salary where you can expect to be on around £45,000 to £52,000, and you'll also start to receive small bonuses as part of your yearly review. Now, up until this point, your progression is pretty straightforward. As long as you're passing your exams, reaching this level is considered pretty normal. If you show good progress as an assistant manager for 1 or 2 years, you'll be promoted to the position of manager. Now, as a manager, you'll take on a lot more responsibility. You'll have some people management tasks to do, as well as, importantly, leading audit engagements once you're there at the client office. You'll essentially be the face of the firm whenever you're out and about doing an audit. Salary you can expect for being a manager is reflective of this added responsibility, and so it averages out for most people to be around £55,000 to £65,000. And again, the bonus is going to be more significant at this level, making your salary more variable depending on that bonus structure in your contract. But if I'm honest, at this level, a lot of people have to make a decision. Do you want to carry on climbing that Big 4 ladder or jump ship to working in industry where your salary will definitely be a lot higher? But if you decide to stay on at the Big 4, you'll be looking to move into a senior manager position where you can expect your salary to be around £75,000. And over the next several years, your salaries will have bigger and bigger jumps, and bonuses will start to make a lot more of your income. Now, if you've stayed this long in the video, I can tell you're serious about your career as a chartered accountant. You want to know, what does the pinnacle of an accountant look like? You want to know all about the next level, the last level of the Big 4 hierarchy, and that's becoming a partner. So the Big 4 is not run by shareholders as a company, but by its partners. And to reach this stage, you would have been working for at least 10 to 15 years, but sticking through it will provide you with a very lucrative salary. Now, as a partner, you would be the person with overall responsibility for the audit and charged with signing the final audit opinion. And that's a very, very big responsibility. This position can be split up into 2 parts, either a director or a partner, with the difference being directors earn a salary, whereas partners earn profit share of the business, which dramatically increases their income potential. Reaching this level isn't something people should think is not possible for them. There's only a few skills that you should look to develop, but you do need to absolutely master them. The main ones are great delegation skills, great strategic thinking skills. You've got to develop the ability to have a great network, and you do have to have very good charisma. You'll basically be the face of the firm, and you will be having to proactively put yourself out there as much as possible. It's your job to bring in clients and revenue for the firm. I remember when I was an auditor, there was a notice board which was visible as soon as you came onto the floor, and on that notice board were the partners' names from that division and how much revenue and deals they had generated in the past 6 months. I mention that because there is no place to shy away from in this role. What you do and how well you do it will be visible to everyone. The salaries here are highly variable due to the various bonus clauses you can have, but in general, you can expect to receive a salary of around £600,000 to £900,000. In fact, recently PwC partners received a salary greater than £1 million for the first time ever. So you've just seen your potential future career from the very beginning all the way of where you could end up. Wanting to achieve partnership isn't for everyone, and that's fine. But having the Big 4 name on your LinkedIn profile is a very big draw in itself to getting high-paying jobs. There's a few other things you need to make sure your LinkedIn profile also has to make sure you get headhunted for those top positions. And I've already made a video of what to include on your profile to make sure you have the best possible options. I'll leave that next to me, so go check that out, and I'll see you all in the next video.